So my question is, sir, you have mentioned that the story is all about taking stand against what is wrong.
Yeah.
So can we expect a message-oriented kind of theme in this movie?
I mean, honestly speaking, I'm not very sure and that I subscribe to the fact that the purpose of any kind of a film or a series in this context is to give a message. It is to show exactly what happened. Like, for example, you asked when in the beginning of the trailer, an eye for an eye will succeed in making the whole world blind, said by Mahatma Gandhi, because he believes in non-violence. He believes in the constructive structure instead of going after, and the revenge always goes in a circle. At the same time, something as Mahabharata, which you look up to, revenge is a purest emotion, because the point is to generalize what one should feel. I think it's very when you're not in the shoes of the person who is experiencing it, I think it's very easy. So the two extreme contradictions why deliberately quoted was because of it. So to answer that question, message I definitely don't think is there, because I think the success of the series when you're watching will be if you feel that if I was in this character's position at that time, what would I have done? Then if you disconnect to the character, that is what the failing of the story is. Yeah. Because they actually, I mean, maybe it's because of it's a woman, you get more shocked with the violence they perpetuate. And I also believe technically women are more stronger in mind. And so once they're put in a situation like that, they become even more powerful than men.
Even before. So how do you differentiate this particular series different from others? How would you mention two most important points that would attract the audiences?
I think itself, the whole plot is very attractive for the audience. It's what we are watching right now on any platform. You know, it's way different than this. This is one of a kind, if you say. Ramu sir said that it's his own genre and flavor, and after a very long time, you know, we're gonna witness that on MX Player, and that itself is a very big thing. And another reason, if you ask me, what makes it very different, see, it's I think you go and watch Mirzapur or you watch anything. Sorry, I'm not comparing anything with anything, but it has a completely different flavor in terms of culture, the background, the authenticity. Like it's completely different. So I personally find it very, very interesting in all set of actors and the way of shooting and the dialogue. So it's a very interesting thing, you know. And because I know the story, I shot it. So I guarantee you, like when you'll watch it, you will go crazy. You will enjoy it for sure. Okay.
Thank you so much.
क्योंकि MX प्लेयर आज की डेट में एक टॉप मोस्ट OTT में शुमार है और उसका जो कंटेंट अभी आ रहा है अगर आप देखेंगे तो अभी चाहे वो फिर आपका आश्रम हो, आपका भोकाल हो या फिर आपका कैंपस डायरीज हो, क्योंकि ये सब्जेक्ट और ये स्टोरी बहुत दमदार है और उसके साथ साथ अभी जो MX प्लेयर आज की डेट में जिस तरीके से वो टॉप पे चला हुआ है उसके कंटेंट को लेकर, तो ये दोनों ही पॉइंट बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त हैं और ये ऑडियंस को अपनी तरफ आकर्षित करेंगे ही करेंगे. एंड RGV sir.
Yeah. So what's your experience like? How do you feel acting in his movie? So.
सर के साथ मतलब क्या होता है कि एक न्यू कमर के लिए, एक एक्टर के लिए एक सपना होता है RGV सर के साथ काम करना. और हर एक एक्टर एक सपना लेके आता है. हम भी वही सपना लेके बड़े हुए हैं. हमने सर की मूवीज देखी हैं और एक सपना था कि नहीं सर के साथ काम करना है. और जब फर्स्ट टाइम मुझे ब्रेक मिला, सर के साथ काम करने का मौका मुझे मिला, तो आई वॉज लाइक यार मतलब कहीं सपना तो नहीं देख रहा हूँ. तो इट वॉज लाइक दैट ओनली. और जब मुझे सर के साथ बी कंपनी में मैंने काम किया तो ही सच ए जीनियस पर्सन. मैं मतलब कितना भी बोलूँ उनके लिए वो सब कुछ कम है. और ये ऊपर वाले का आशीर्वाद है कि मैंने डी कंपनी के बाद अभी फिर दहानम सर के साथ किया है. सो इट्स वेरी नाइस वर्किंग विद हिम.
In the context of Dharanam, because one side I'm talking about crime and thriller, whatever revenge dramas, and you suddenly are pulling me to romantic series. I mean, honestly, I maybe could be wrong, but I somehow don't believe that romance will work as a series as much as it works in a feature film. At least it didn't come to my notice I saw anything like that. And also, I'm not sure I'm anymore interested in just isolating, unless it is also coupled with something else. I mean, romance in a revenge series I would like, romance in a horror I would like, romance in another kind of a thing, but purely romance I don't think I'll do something like that.
It's getting dubbed in Tamil, Telugu, other languages.
Yeah.
So is it a tough part for you, like, not for you, like for getting their voices done and everything?
Yeah. Not really. See, today's times, I think the so-called emphasis on dubbing, I don't think is any more valid. In feature films itself, like a film made in Telugu is being dubbed and released in Hindi and doing extraordinary business like a Bahubali or a Triple R or a Pushpa. So I think world over it was always happening. So I think which language you shoot it is more about the region and about convenience of the actors and certain things like that. But once the content is there, I think it becomes universal because if you see the story of Narcos, which is shot in Colombia, which is shot in Spanish language, and with subtitles or dubbing, it's seen all over the world. So I think the context of dubbing itself, I think, is invalid in today's times.
దహనం ఏ కేటగిరీని దహిస్తుంది?
ఏ కేటగిరీ?
అంటే ఏజ్ లిమిట్ ఏమైనా ఉంటుందా, లేకపోతే అందరూ చూసేలా ఉంటుందా?
See, age limit is in two contexts. One is on a legal aspect, whether there will be obviously a disclaimer depending on the content which every platform carries, which I'm sure MX does. But I would like to believe that any very realistic setting, I think I cannot believe that a certain age will see more than that. I think it's more of a sensibility. Some people might not, there's no doubt Dahanam is a very violent series. So like the person was asking me for a romance series, she might not see it. Am I right?
Yes.
I'm asking her. You ask me. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm saying, he said, who will see Dahanam? Maybe the person expecting romance might not see Dahanam, I said. That she'll have to clarify. But having said that, I think it's ultimately a question of how engaging it is and how people will recommend once they watch. I think it amounts to that. Shiva cycle చేయండి హాకీ సీట్ అక్కడ కూడా ఉంది.
ఓకే, అంటే ఫ్యూచర్లో మేము ఇంకా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చా? ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ సిరీస్ తర్వాత ఇంకేమైనా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చా ఎంఎక్స్ ప్లేయర్తో అనుబంధం అయ్యి? ఓ సూపర్ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
The reason I said that because you would have seen many violent films or violent dramas, you know. And when you think of a certain upper limit, this is how much it can go, you know. That doesn't mean the series is full of gore or blood. I don't mean that. What I'm saying is where the violence comes out of the intensity of the characters in the context of who's fighting, like the Naxalites fighting the establishment, to the family drama and the rivals with the jealousies and landlords and people or workers. So in the context of there's a multiple layered fights happening, violence happening in the context of Dahanam. No? So it looks like almost like the whole of the world is fighting with the whole of the world in the context of where Dahanam is happening. You know, which is the reason I came up with that line.
In concept and goal.
Yeah.
OTT allow you like creativity more than any
I can't
medium?
see, where are you? Yeah, okay, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you see me now?
Yeah, yes.
So can I ask you that does OTT allow you, whereas the other medium didn't allow you to creativity more from you, to get more creative from you?
Yeah, 100%, because like I explained, the time it gives you to explore a character and explore a certain emotion, I feel it is impossible to do that in a feature film, because feature film you're all trained to think of an interval and a climax. Whereas in OTT, because of the time you have, you don't need to hurry up and tell the story. To give an example, if I think Narcos is one of the greatest shows ever done in the world, and if you tell the story of Pablo Escobar, a 2-hour film is very different from telling the story in 2 seasons of almost 1 hour each episode. So I think it gives a lot more freedom and a lot more creativity, and I think the subject matter will get into the people with more impact compared to feature film.
So So then can we expect more from you like this?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.